Long time no talk, right? So I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure how much I really have to say here. I'm gonna try and talk fast, try and get to the point, so that way I can fit all this on IG. But if at some point, like when I'm uploading the video to IG, if it cuts off, just know that that's only part of it. If it abruptly ends, I guess I'll just put in a comment when I post it. The rest of it will be on YouTube, because I'll just, if I run out of time, I'll post it there. So anyway, to get to the point, I'm not really active, super active very much or whatnot, or you don't really see me posting anything. That's because, like I've always said, if I got work going on, you'll see it, because I'm going to post about it on Instagram. I've tried to make a couple posts recently, business wise. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't pan out. So how people respond is how I kind of like feed into it. And if I'm not really getting anything, then I'm not gonna try and put too much into it. I guess it's one of those vicious cycles where it kind of feeds into itself. I'm now pretty confident. I mean, I know there's a recession going on and that people are being tighter with their money or whatnot, but I also know there's plenty of people out there that's being successful, and I haven't had any big scandals or controversies that would take away from the the business I've done. So I just think that people are going to more popular sources or whatnot, and then the people that are coming to me are always been more budget minded. So if the budget minded crowd is coming to me and we're in a recession, it would make all the sense in the world. While we're not, I've slowed down to what is essentially a complete halt. Since it was the last thing I posted engine wise was like maybe in May or June, and I haven't done anything since then. So I've been completely workless. I mean, of course I'm at work, but workless as far as VHP engines goes. And it's even gotten to the point now where people who used to be reliable customers that have come and hit me up before, people who I used to be able to point to and be like, that guy's for sure going to buy something, are coming through asking for things and disappearing. And I'm not being judgy, I'm not being salty or whatever. I'm making plenty enough money doing my regular job, which is why I focus on it so much, that I'm not, I'm not stressing or hurting for money. It's just that I'm not being able to live into the excess I was the past couple of years, which that fucking sucks. But of course, I've been poor before, and I'm not poor now. I'm still making decent money from the 9 to 5. That I just kind of adjusted, and also, and as a way to not get to the point where I'm salty or frustrated with people coming and bothering me, I've just kind of stayed away from it. Like, so as I said earlier, I was going to answer DMs because, and that's not something I've just new necessarily. I've done that before, where I kind of let people sort themselves out to try and avoid the window shoppers of dealing with people who are just going to waste my time. I just don't answer for a couple days, and then I answer, and depending on if you answer or how you reply to that is whether that kind of filters you out. Like, it's like if I don't answer you for 3 days and then I message you and you're back right away, then I know that's layer one of how serious you are about doing something. And if you don't answer back, well, then you were never serious, and it was not the wrong, waiting to respond was not the wrong thing, because I really don't want to deal with people who are just going to take my time and not give me anything in return. And again, I'm not trying to say that in a malicious way. It's just how it is. I don't want people to waste my fucking time, especially like if like 90% of the people come through are just wasting my time. As far as people that are just DMing me to ask me questions, I've said it a million times already. That if you got a question to ask, put it on YouTube. Again, I'm not checking my DMs as much as I used to, but I'm still checking them from time to time. And if you're paying attention to yours, you may see a response. I think I'm at the point where I've made my contribution, and I've said also a million times that I'm not going to force myself to make content, and it seems like that my content also is a big tie-in with me doing work. Like, the more content I'm uploading, the more new subscribers I'm getting. Still growing, just at a crawl. It's just not bringing enough eyeballs, because I'm not spamming on YouTube, and people aren't seeing the shit as much, and it's just less customers coming through. And I'm okay with that. But my greatest character trait also happens to be one of my biggest weaknesses and flaws, which I've kind of realized over this weekend as I was debating on what I want to do. I was even talking about it with somebody the other day, that I'm just like, I'm not excited by this shit anymore. Like, I'm kind of over it, and I'm never going to be over maintenance, but it's just my current situation I'm dealing with, which I've also mentioned a bunch of times, is that I'm not living in a place where I can easily work on my own stuff. And if I can't do it in a comfortable way during a time which I normally work, which would be now, where it's fucking pitch black outside, then I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna make myself uncomfortable working on a hillside in the sun, in the South Florida sun, getting sweaty as fuck, getting sunburned, getting mosquitoes. I like working when it's cooler, which is usually at night, but if I work at night, I can't fucking see. I can't do the job. So I've just not done anything. Like, the S2000 is literally map sensor, fuel injectors, and fuel pump away from being able to be tuned. And I have all those things, and I've had them for the majority of the year. I just haven't gone and put them on because I don't feel like it. Oh man, so the fucking S2000 is sitting collecting dust in my front yard because I don't feel like fucking with it. And every time I try to drive it, you know, the whole instability thing with it being like, oh my god, am I gonna die because the wind gusts too hard? Like, that's not fucking cool for me to be wanting to fucking deal with it. Like, the car doesn't even drive straight on the highway, so it's just like I don't, you know. I'm just fucking, I'm over it, man. I really don't give a fuck, you know, until I can get into a place where I want to be able, or I can comfortably work on my cars and my projects. I'm just not going to do anything, which is why I'm even like, you know, I have a large pile of parts that I've been collecting because I was a hoarder, and I'm going to be throwing a lot of that shit away just because of the fact that, like, realistically, what projects am I doing? I'm not selling it. So what projects am I going to be putting together? None. The S2000 is going to be like the last project I do. If I do another personal engine build for me, it'll be for this thing. When the car reaches like 100,000 miles, which I'm 50,000 plus miles away from doing, not 60,000 plus miles away from even strongly wanting to do a rebuild. I'm just driving the car as it is. When I'm most likely gonna have the car paid off before it gets to 100K, and then I'm gonna buy a Supra, and I'm just be driving that. So I'm not in a rush to do projects. And again, I'm not really in a mood. I don't feel like it. I just don't, you know, like the same thing why I eventually sold my initial CRX that I built, the first car that that ever got put together. Is because the steering issues, you know, like I was just like, I got to the point where the EF is just so old, and I'm gonna dump so much money in just being able to drive this car in a straight line that I just didn't want it. I didn't want to deal with it, so I bought another shell, put the car in. But now I'm stuck with a car, you know, the S2000, where yeah, it's a super expensive chassis, so I'm not just gonna throw it away, and I'm just gonna be like the Integra, where I'm just gonna wind up sitting on it until I'm in a comfortable place to work on it, or until I, you know, decide maybe to get out in the sun and do it myself, or give it to somebody else to do for me. I don't know. And I'm not making enough side money to just pass off the job to somebody else, which is what I've done with like, you know, pulling the engine and putting the engine back in. If I couldn't have paid for the swap, then it would have never got done to begin with, because, like, you know, again, engine swap on the side of a hill in the grass in the heat and the bugs, can't do it. So again, getting on my greatest strength, also greatest weaknesses. When I like something, when I enjoy something, I'm all in. I'm 100% in. Like, I want to be the best I possibly can be at it. I want to fucking do good things in it right away. And if I feel like it's not something I can do, or I'm not going to go, I'm just 100% out of it. I'm not a toe in, wade in the water kind of guy. I have to jump head first in and swim for a long ass time. I don't have the extra money anymore, and I don't have the comfort of location to just work on cars. I can't force myself to upload content. If I don't have anything to talk about, I don't have anything to talk about. The only thing that recently has come up that I wanted to talk about would just be like the car market, which I've already done a couple times. You know, what's the fuck to say about that? I'm not that kind. I'm not a gossip guy, a gossip channel. So I'm just not gonna, you know, push myself to do that just to make one video upload a month. I'm not dead. I'm not gone. The channel's not. I'm not ending it. It's just that the way things are going right now, the only way I can see me uploading content to YouTube is if I get the S2000 done and I'm driving it. And even then, like, how many videos am I going to do with that before I get fucking bored and I start to feel like I'm spamming and I'm just not going to do it anymore? So it is what it is, guys. Also, you know, if most of my people or most of the people DMing me are just asking questions or window shopping, I don't feel like interacting with those people. I've made over 1,000 fucking YouTube uploads. If you're too lazy to go and look for it, that's fine. I've had people tell me like, oh, we're in your video, it says to DM you. I'm like, yeah, bro, you know, because that was like fucking a decade ago, or like 6-7 years ago, the videos when I had like fucking 20 subscribers and I was trying to get traction, and I was doing a lot of things that I thought I was supposed to do for YouTube, which I don't do now. I don't fucking ask you to like my videos. I don't ask you to subscribe. I get in front of my camera, I say things I'm thinking, and then I go away. You know, and that's how it's been for like the past 2 years. You know, and so I can't help the fact that if you watched a video that's 6 years old and I told you one thing, in the past 2.5, 3 years I've been doing it another way, you know, watch more stuff. That's all I can say. You know, the fact that you know, I'm still a relatively small YouTube channel. There's only 13,000 people, so people expect me to do things like, and I don't care. Like, I've never been reliant on the YouTube channel to make money. All the money I made the past 2 years was great, but it's all side cash. You know, I'm still $65,000, $70,000 a year at the regular job, and I'm nowhere near where I'm not capped yet. I've still got plenty of ceiling to go. You know, the few of you people who know me personally that are on here watching know how my personal life's going. which is why I don't really care so much about the YouTube thing. And honestly, the majority of the money that I had extra that came in over the past couple of years, that was blown on my family. You know, going out to parks, going on little vacations, flying around a little bit. You know, that's what I did with all that extra money. It's not like I was fucking, you know, balling out of control. This is the only like kind of like semi-baller thing to do, and it's crazy the fact that it's a Honda Civic and you can feel like it's balling out because it's like the car cost me like 50 fucking grand. Which I thought at the time was fucking ridiculous, but now they're asking like 50 grand for these new ones. Anyways, so anyway, I just wanted to get on here and just say what's going on right now, guys. I'm not fucking gone. If you guys want work, I'm still willing to do it. I'm just, you know, you gotta be a little patient because I gotta know that you're fucking not wasting my time. So if you're DMing me and I'm not answering you right away, it's because I'm just testing the waters with you to see if you're gonna waste my fucking time or if you're actually gonna get something. Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. You know, I just, you know, my obsessive nature has taken me to the childish waters. Recently, I've rekindled my love for some old card games I used to play and some video games, and I've just been spending a lot of time with one-on-ones with my son. You know, he's gonna be 12 in like 2 or 3 weeks, and you know, he's getting to that point where those teenage years, the super formative years, these are the ones that are going to form the backbone of his memory. I know, speaking from experience from being a child at that age myself. So, you know, I think it's kind of cool that, you know, my son's going to actually have a lot of memories with me where my dad was just laying on the couch for most of my teenage years that I was around him. So, yeah. So if you want to come through and you want to give me get some work done or you want to buy some stuff, I'm here. But just know that, you know, I'm gonna be a little slow in responding to you because I'm spending time with my family. You know, whenever I'm not here doing this thing, I'm holed up with the family somewhere. You know, that's 100% my life. I don't really have much social life. I don't have any social life. The only social life I have is with my wife's friends. And, you know, and even then, there's like, what, a gathering every month or so, you know. So anyway, again, I'm still here. I'm still open for work. If you don't see me posting on here, it's because I don't have any work to fucking post. I'm not going to spam social media just to try and get clicks or likes or follows. And yeah, I guess that, whenever I get the hair up my ass to finally step outside and be like, okay, I'm going to put these injectors on. Okay, I'm going to put this map sensor on. Okay, I'm going to put this fuel pump on and do that. Then yeah, you know, and it's just the fact. The only reason why I haven't done them is because I know I got to fix the steering issue. Hopefully it's just an alignment like I initially thought a long time ago. Hopefully it's just an alignment. And then I still have to tune, which could be, you know, $350 or more, which I don't really even have to spend. I don't want to spend on the S2K. But it's going to happen eventually, guys, you know, and it's not like I have people in waiting like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this car. You know, everything that I'm going to do has been done. I'm not shooting for any world breaking numbers or anything. You know, upper 400, you know, low 500 horsepower, and I'm okay with that. And then I guess after that's done, I'd make some videos there. Like, what the fuck am I going to talk about for anytime soon? So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. And for those of you guys that make it to the end of this shit when I'm talking like this, and peace.